I returned once again to the Resident Evil franchise on the Nintendo Switch, specifically the Cloud Editions. And this time around, I was pleasantly surprised by what I experienced. When these games first launched on the Nintendo Switch as cloud ports, there were plenty of issues that players had to deal with, including frame rate issues, input lag, and even game crashes. But slowly over time, I noticed improvements happening with these games as I revisited them multiple times. Even though nothing was publicly announced about updates to these games, I did notice over time that there clearly were improvements happening each time I revisited these games. I would play them each in docked mode as well as handheld mode, and as expected, while in handheld using a wireless connection, the performance was less than when docked. That said, on my latest outing with these Cloud Editions, the handheld mode performed better than I had ever seen it before. It was by far the smoothest experience I have had so far with the Resident Evil Cloud Editions, specifically with Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake. Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village appear to perform differently than these two games altogether, but I did notice a vast improvement with those two as well. Based on my experience over the past few days, I would actually recommend these Cloud Editions at this point. It was an enjoyable experience. The game didn't crash a single time during the few hours that I played these games. Frame rate held pretty well, except for minor issues during transitions from cutscenes to gameplay, but other than that, everything seemed to be working better than I have ever experienced it before, especially when it came to the input lag, which does still exist, but it seems to be less impactful at this point. Even with all of the improvements over time, I would still recommend a physical version or any other version of this game on any other console or PC over these Cloud Editions based off of performance overall. It is a night and day difference between the two, and all you need to do is play the other versions of the game just for a few moments and you would feel the difference instantly. That said, I can honestly say this is the first time I would truly recommend getting these Cloud Editions to any Resident Evil fan. And funny enough, it just so happens that at the time of making this video, the Cloud Editions are on a massive sale in the Nintendo eShop, so now's a great time to check these out. Let me know what your experience has been with the Cloud Editions of Resident Evil on the Nintendo Switch down in the comments. Have you enjoyed the experience overall? Have you noticed the improvements as well? And if you haven't played them yet, will you be picking them up? Until next time, keep retro gaming alive, because one day, your games will be retro too.